can't fuck a goddamn view, damn it!
LeBron James didn't make his point with a post online. He didn't wait until a television interview either. Instead, he walked directly up to Stephen A. Smith during a live NBA game and spoke to him face to face, all while a national audience was watching. Millions of viewers witnessed the exchange, and Stephen A. remained in place, listening as LeBron addressed him. Moments later, the cameras shifted away, and the broadcast continued as if nothing had happened. But everything surrounding that brief encounter quickly became one of the most talked about stories in the basketball world. So what's your opinion? Did LeBron make the right decision by confronting Stephen A. in public, or would it have been better to settle the issue privately?
That was LeBron James coming up to me, unexpectedly I might add, to confront me about making sure that I mind what I say about his son. Can't repeat the words because they ain't suited for FCC airwaves. That's what he was doing. That wasn't a basketball player confronting me. That was a parent. That was a father. And I can't sit here and be angry or feel slighted by LeBron James in any way in that regard. Now let me tell you what I feel. I never would speak negatively about your son. I was talking about you, meaning you, LeBron James.
If you've got an opinion on the situation, let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoy NBA news, debates, and behind-the-scenes stories, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Now, let's take a closer look at what actually happened, because the full story has more layers than many people first realized. On March 6, 2025, the Los Angeles Lakers welcomed the New York Knicks to Crypto.com Arena for a nationally televised matchup on TNT. Fans across the country were tuned in as the Lakers secured a hard-fought 113-109 victory. But despite the exciting finish, the game's final score was soon overshadowed by something that happened off the court. Stephen A. Smith was seated courtside, exactly where viewers are accustomed to seeing him during major NBA games. Then, during a timeout in the third quarter, LeBron James rose from the Lakers bench. Instead of returning toward the floor when play was about to resume, LeBron turned in a different direction and walked straight toward the seats along the sideline. His destination was Stephen A. Smith. LeBron stepped in, calmly delivered what he wanted to say, and then turned around and walked away without creating a public spectacle. The conversation lasted only a few seconds, but within minutes, clips of the moment were spreading all over the internet.
You can't fuck a goddamn view, damn it!
Within the first hour, the clip had already spread across sports websites, podcasts, and major media platforms. There was one important limitation. The available video showed only LeBron James from the front, while viewers could see only the back of Stephen A. Smith's head. Because of that single camera angle, people were left guessing about what was actually said, and the lack of clear audio soon became a major part of the discussion itself. So what did LeBron tell him? The television broadcast never captured the conversation, but reports and lip-reading analyses began circulating almost immediately. While the exact wording couldn't be confirmed, the overall message appeared consistent across many accounts. LeBron was reportedly asking Stephen A. Smith to stop making his son a topic of public discussion. The interaction was short, straightforward, and over almost as quickly as it began. After delivering his message, LeBron returned to the Lakers bench, and the game continued without interruption. The conversation, however, was only the beginning of a much larger story. What made the incident stand out wasn't just what may have been said, it was where it happened. This wasn't a private meeting away from the spotlight. It wasn't handled through a phone call, a text, or conversations between representatives behind the scenes.
Really trying to be as respectful as I possibly can be towards LeBron James. I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad. We love what we're seeing from him in the G League because that's where you belong. As you hone your skills and you get better and you legitimately earn, which I believe he has the potential to do, I am rooting for Bronny James.
LeBron James chose one of the biggest stages possible, a nationally televised NBA game. During a third-quarter timeout, he walked directly over to one of the most recognizable figures in sports media and said what he felt needed to be said. That single decision immediately transformed what could have remained a private dispute into a public moment that everyone was talking about. The next morning, the spotlight shifted to Stephen A. Smith. Many fans were expecting an explosive reaction. They anticipated a passionate response, a fiery monologue, or even an entire segment devoted to answering LeBron. Instead, Smith's response surprised a lot of people. When he addressed the incident on First Take, his approach was calm, controlled, and thoughtful. Rather than launching into an attack on LeBron, he explained that he viewed the encounter through a different lens. As Smith put it, he didn't see a superstar basketball player confronting him. He saw a father. He openly recognized LeBron's emotions and made it clear that he understood why the situation was so personal and why it meant so much to him.
Talking about the Lakers, that's about LeBron, not Bronny. Bronny wanted to get drafted by any NBA team. He wanted to hear his name. It was LeBron that wanted him as his teammate. What I'm saying to you is, if LeBron had rolled up on me, all he had to say, because I said this to Rich Paul when Rich Paul called me, if you had called me and said, Bron pissed off, he wants to see you man to man, I said, what would I have done? Rich Paul said, you'd have hung up the phone and you'd flew to LA. I said, thank you. Rather than come up to me at courtside, all you had to do was say, yo, I need you to see you after the game. You didn't do that. You said, you with my son. No, I wasn't. I was talking about you. It wasn't about your son. I know he's number 55.
Smith's reaction stood out because it contrasted sharply with the style that made him famous. He has built his career on bold opinions, passionate arguments, and energetic debates. But this time, he showed noticeable restraint. He never claimed that LeBron had no reason to be upset. On the contrary, he openly acknowledged why LeBron felt compelled to address the situation. His disagreement wasn't about LeBron's feelings. It was about the way the conversation unfolded. Smith explained that the issue could have been handled differently. In his view, LeBron already had several ways to contact him privately without turning the exchange into a public moment. As Smith pointed out, LeBron James has always had a direct way to reach him if he wanted to have a conversation. He went on to say that he would have gladly answered a phone call or even traveled to meet LeBron in person if that was the approach LeBron preferred. Throughout his comments, Smith kept returning to the same central point. If LeBron had simply called and asked to talk, he said, he would have accepted the conversation without hesitation.
In the 2024 NBA Draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Bronny James from the University of Southern California.
But that phone call never happened. Instead, LeBron chose to speak with Smith courtside, in full view of television cameras and a nationwide audience. From the moment he first addressed the incident, Smith made one point consistently. His concern wasn't that LeBron was upset. He understood those emotions. What he questioned was the decision to deliver that message in such a public setting. The reality is, though, that the courtside encounter didn't happen without warning. The tension between the two had been growing for months. To understand why that brief exchange took place, you have to go back to where the disagreement first began. When the Los Angeles Lakers used the 55th overall pick in the 2024 NBA Draft to select Bronny James, the move immediately became one of the biggest talking points in the NBA. For the first time in league history, a father and son were members of the same active NBA roster. It was a landmark moment, and for LeBron, its importance went well beyond basketball. This wasn't simply another career milestone. It was deeply personal. It was about family. It was the realization of a dream he had spoken about for years. While countless fans celebrated the historic achievement, not everyone in the sports media viewed the story through the same lens.
Leads obviously to you and Stephen A. Hey, legit, that feels like a moment that had been brewing for a long time.
He's like on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
Oh yeah, yeah, we're watching it.
Yep.
We're all seeing it.
Oh yeah,
you're seeing it as well.
No, he literally, it started off with, I didn't want to address it.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it. But since the video.
Stephen A. Smith repeatedly argued that his criticism was directed at LeBron James' decision, not Bronny himself, saying the young guard needed more time to develop before playing in the NBA. LeBron saw it differently, believing the constant discussion about his son crossed a personal line. Months of growing tension finally led to their courtside confrontation on March 6, 2025. Afterward, Smith initially responded calmly but later became far more outspoken, even accusing LeBron of misrepresenting his comments. LeBron eventually broke his silence, explaining that he can accept criticism of his career but will always defend his family. The disagreement evolved from a basketball debate into a deeply personal public feud. In the end, both men remained convinced they were standing on principle, keeping the controversy alive.